once again on another episode of Blanc Notes, and today I'm sitting between these beautiful young ladies who are going to give me the deets on the Hands for Hunger and the Paradise Plates initiative. But before we get into all of that, I just want them to tell me a little bit about themselves. Who are you? What are you doing here?
I am Adria McCarty. I'm a marketing manager. I love everything media, and so I'm glad that I'm here to just support a great cause.
And my name is Paige Hanna, and I am the multimedia manager at Hands for Hunger. I've been volunteering with them since 2014, and I'm just happy that now I can do this full time and be able to use my voice to help push our mission.
Perfect. So tell me a little bit about the Paradise Plates initiative.
Well, from my perspective, because this is my first time, I'm so excited. Paradise Plates to me, obviously, was a lot of good food. I know that's the selfish part of me, but it's also for a great cause, and nutrition is a big part of my platform, and so being able to provide nutrition for people that may not have access to it is a big thing for me.
Right. And so the official answer is Paradise Plates is basically an indoor food festival. We've grown a lot over the years. This year we have over 40 food and beverage purveyors.
Wow.
And so basically what the format is, when you pay for your ticket, your donation, you come in and you're able to access the food and drinks that are in the room. And so it's really just a really fun night of food, fun, philanthropy. You get to dance. We could get more into the details later, but just a general synopsis is it's basically an indoor food festival fundraiser for Hands for Hunger, and it's our major one. It's our signature fundraiser for the year.
And you guys are celebrating 10 years of service.
10 years.
10 years.
Right. And so just a little background on the 10 years. So 10 years ago, a young group of high school, I think they were seniors at the time, were sitting in Starbucks, and they saw, they were throwing away food because, the restaurants and brands have certain standards of how they prepare food and how they serve it.
Yeah.
And so they came together and thought about it and came up to a very, solvable, they realized that it was a very solvable problem. And so I like to say that Hands for Hunger has a twofold mission in that we rescue surplus food that would have otherwise been thrown away, dumped into the landfill, contributing to our waste and our footprint on the island. And so we rescue that, and then we in turn deliver it to different community outreach agencies, and they then serve it to those in need.
Which community outreach?
So we have
Just to name a few.
Yeah, so we have 17 to 19 that we do on a year-round basis. Those are places like the Red Cross, Salvation Army, Great Commission, St. Pat's Senior Citizens Home, Elizabeth Estates Children's Home. So it's a wide range of the type of community outreach agencies we do, and we're basically like the middleman. Like we're the delivery guys.
Yeah.
We'll do all the logistics for you. We pack it up, we seal it, we check it to make sure it's good. We separate it so we don't cross-contaminate or mix any kind of food, and then we store it in our refrigerated trucks, and then we deliver it right into the community. And actually, speaking of those agencies, while we have 17 to 19 agencies, we actually get a lot of calls of new ones asking about, is it possible that you can help, or is there any way? And so what we've come up with is a monthly rotational program, because we don't want to promise everyone something, and then because our service is based on what we receive, and so even getting those calls, we realize that the need is increasing, and it's there, it's real,
And it's necessary.
It's necessary.
How
right.
have you guys been able to produce or come up with the resources to go about providing for so many?
So, as I said, events like Paradise Plates, that is our, when I say signature, that is our signature fundraiser for the year. So a large part of the support that we get from that basically helps our operations for a whole year. But we really couldn't do what we do by ourselves. We have a small team, so we have 2 drivers and a small team of 4 in the office, but we rely very heavily on our volunteers, on our food donors, on our supporters, contributors, and there are different people that play many different roles that make up what is Hands for Hunger.
So how can a person such as myself or those watching right now, how can they go about volunteering, donating? Who can donate? Who can volunteer?
Right.
So who do they reach out to? This is your question, huh?
This is my question. I say everyone, like everyone should help out, but I know Paige has more specifics. Obviously, you can contact her as one of the many representatives or someone, I don't know, someone else on the team.
Right. So I mean, the truth is we take anything. So even for instance, this kind of, you know, you're a vlogger, you're a marketing person, we take talents, we take expertise as well. So if you have a talent, if you are good at photography, if you are good at videography, if you are good at script writing, I'm being selfish right now, calling off the ones that will help me. Shout out. Even if you like, say for instance, you model, like sometimes we have instances where our event requires models, and you know what I mean. So if you have
And
any
you guys
kind of
did not
skill,
hit me up.
So-
Oh my God! Like
we can
what?
talk after, because we actually may need a model, so let me talk to you after. But we're really open to anything, you know, if you design t-shirts, if you design logos, we're open to it. We are a community based, so we like to engage different, you know, members of the community. And we have different ways that you can sign up with
So
us.
it sounds like for every talent, there's an opportunity.
But every time, we'll find something. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like we don't turn away anything. We have people, you know, call us out. Like for instance, we have some ink sitting in our office right now. Some people are like, we have some ink that we'd like to donate to you. We don't have a
Okay.
printer for this, but we'll take it. Maybe we can
That's
donate to one of our
awesome.
agencies,
Yeah.
or
Okay.
like if somebody had furniture and said, okay, I think this will be
Use it.
nice if Hands for Hunger got an upgrade. We'll be, thank you, sure.
That is great.
So
That's great.
we're definitely in a position to take any kind of contributions. And again, we have 19 agencies, so even if it's something that we can't or need at the moment, we can,
Can
you
give
know,
it away.
take you to any of the other agencies. They always need help. For instance, NPCC, where we are right now, they're one of our agencies as well. And last year, you remember, they were also a hurricane shelter.
Yes,
And
I
so
remember. And yeah.
even, like I said, anything we basically take, talents, expertise, volunteerism.
That is totally okay.
She-
What are some of the programs you guys have? I know you have a farming program,
A
something
farming
for the kids, an educational farming thing. Tell me a little bit more about the programs you have.
Right, so our main operation, just because I touched on it, is the food rescue. And so that's something that we do 6 days a week for the entire year.
Wow.
So if
6
anytime you
days
want
a
to volunteer, that's one of the main things that you can always do. And we also have a volunteer like events calendar that you could go right on and say, okay, I want to do this date, and then you just see if it's available or not, and you could sign up. So that's one option. That's our major operation, crop.
Yeah.
And so what they do is they actually save some of their patches of crop. And so every Saturday morning in the harvest season, we would go down with a team of volunteers and we would harvest like different kinds of vegetables, and we'll clean it. So we actually harvest it, we clean it, we dry it, and then we bag it. And then we, in turn, you'll see
That
our
is
food truck come in,
incredible. That's
and then they
incredible.
will deliver it as well. So that's another one.
So
How
you
can people
definitely-
find out about that? Like, I would be
I
so
know.
interested, you know, in
I
digging
mean-
up some potatoes.
We promote it pretty well. I'm sure, have seen it, wink, wink, because I was doing a good job at promoting it. But this year it was a bit of a short window just because of the harvest time. But we encourage everyone to like follow our Facebook page, follow our Instagram page. You know, we're always trying to show what it is that we do. Because like you said, we understand that people, like they hear Hands for Hunger, but I'm not
Yes.
sure. Like they just say, okay, they're feeding people, but
Yeah.
it's a little deeper and a little bit more complex than
Yeah.
that.
So
Yeah.
definitely there's sustainability outreach, and there, like you said, every talent you can work with, and so that opens the door for a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
Right.
How many mouths have you guys fed, let's say, from the start of this year up to now?
From the start of this year, we're at about 200,000 pounds of food. And
That's incredible.
how we calculate it is for every pound equals a meal.
Okay.
So if we say 200,000 pounds, that's 200,000 meals
Meals.
that we've
And you
been
just go
able to
knocking from door to door, or you have a targeted area every single month or week?
That's the thing. So as I explained, we service through our agencies,
That
and
is
so
true. That is
they're the ones who know who it is that,
Yes.
that needs, and they're the ones who have those persons that come to them or live with them.
Okay.
And so our drivers do a really good job at, recognizing the needs for where we're donating to. So maybe, for instance, PACE would need more milk because they're expecting mothers, or the old folks home may need some more calcium, or different things like that. And they do a really good job at distributing and spreading it out to make sure everyone gets what
Gets
they
what they
need.
need.
That's great.
Because it won't be helpful unless it's
Yeah.
what they need. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
a
we
great.
wouldn't,
Yeah.
or if we get, sometimes it happens, we'll get 10 cases of milk. No one agency needs that. So,
Yeah.
and then even in instances like that, maybe we'll find a school or, an agency outside of what we usually deal with, and we'll try and help out that way.
That's amazing.
So good.
Tell me a little bit more about the dine on a dime. I saw a lot of people
Dine on
do-
the line.
It's dine on the line.
On the line.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
So you did see some of our
We
stuff.
No,
did
listen,
see.
yes,
Okay.
I had a
Definitely
friend of mine
there.
who was like, I'm gonna be eating, or I'm gonna be having lunch, starting today, I'm gonna spend $4 per day. This is gonna be my lunch money every single day. And I'm like, what?
Was she only doing it for lunch? Because then that means she was cheating. It was supposed to be $4 for the whole day, not just for lunch.
For the whole day.
Right, and so, Dine on the Line, the concept started, we started this, basically it's a challenge that we started 3 years ago, where we took the poverty line in the Bahamas. So a few years ago, back in about 2012, they did a survey where they figured out what was the absolute lowest, the absolute lowest amount that someone could survive for food, or for a household, what they could survive off of in a day. And it was about $12, but of that $12, only $3.82 was for food. And so the concept of Dine on the Line was, okay, for 4 days, we're gonna challenge persons to dine on $4. So we actually gave a couple cents more than
Okay.
what is the actual poverty line for food. And it was more of I like to tell people that we don't do the challenge to make fun or make pretend
Yeah.
No,
that we
yeah,
are,
definitely not.
that we're struggling, but more of a
Awareness.
awareness campaign where you can see that this is a reality for some people,
It is, it
I think
is.
about it sometimes, my coffee costs $4,
Mhm.
or,
That is true.
there are so many other frivolous things that we spend this money on, and there are some people that literally don't have it, and even in us budgeting like that, sometimes they don't get it at $4 a day. They may get it
Yeah.
one lump sum or have to pay something off, and then you end up with nothing, so.
And it's definitely one of their very effective campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
You just see everyone who took on the challenge.
Yes.
Sometimes they fail.
Yes.
Sometimes they get really creative.
Mhm.
And so
Oh, yeah.
you get awareness
Grits in a
in
microwave
a way. Exactly.
Yeah, and the trick is that even if you failed, it's we don't grade you. Obviously, we're not coming around handing out L's and F's
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But when you fail, why did you fail? Were you hungry? Were you to work and couldn't concentrate? And these are the conversations that we're trying to start.
And it makes you think, wow, how do they even survive?
exactly.
How do they make it?
I'll be honest, even the stuff that I came up with, I was like, oh, I could do this, but the amount of planning I had to do to say, okay, I'm
actually
gonna
make it
use
happen.
the noodles, but I can use the seasoning later to cook my chicken. It was a
Yeah.
lot, and nobody thinks like that all the time.
Yeah.
So
And you realize that food for some of us is just automatic, but for food that may not be for everyone else, the attitude that you're in, because sometimes I get enough food and I'm still frustrated, and so imagine when you don't even have that
At
as
all.
much.
Yeah.
hangry. That's the hangry
Yeah.
concept
So what are some of the goals for the remainder of the year for you guys?
of the year. Well, I mean, especially with the increase in VAT, we realize that times are tough. We're feeling it, so imagine those who were already in a situation that was difficult for them. And so, looking into the future, we want more mouths to feed. We want more donations, more contributions, so that we can feed more people, reach out to more agencies, and just be able to eventually come to a point where Hands for Hunger may not be needed because we have accomplished our goal. And so it's a work in progress, and I think it's a shared responsibility in the community that we all work together and, fix this very solvable problem.
And it's a very selfless goal, and I feel like that's what we need more in our communities and businesses, if, you know, because community is everything at the end of the day.
Yes, it is. So how far do you guys think you're going to take this initiative in terms of taking it outside of just Nassau? Do you think it's something that could potentially happen in the future?
So I mean, we like to think of it of let's, you know, try and fix home first. I mean, it would be amazing if we can, you know, open up a branch in Eleuthero or Grand
Yes.
Bahama. But all of these things take a lot of logistics. And so I think if we can nail down our logistics here, our operation here, and figure that out, because also, you know, we have that big food truck out there, it has
Yeah.
to service, it has to gas, and so it's just a lot of thought that we would have to put into it. But there are ways outside of maybe, you know, food collection and delivery that we can think about, getting into the islands. Even with like we were talking about the hurricane, we were able to collect 3 truckloads of food and send it on the boat
Wow.
back with some of the evacuees. So scenarios like that, we are trying to reach out and keeping them in mind as we go about in our
That's
operations.
amazing. So what would you say your ultimate, I wouldn't just say goal, but the mission for Hands for Hunger?
So we want to be able to get to a point where everyone has access to 3 nutritious, not just food,
That's
3
true.
nutritious,
It's important.
and not just nutritious, but fortifying. So not just noodles or cereal.
Mhm.
So a point where everyone has access to 3 nutritious and fortifying meals every day, when no one goes hungry.
Well,
And that's
speaking of nutritious and fortified meals, what are some of the things or the food items that you provide in addition to the milk, like you explained earlier? What are some of the food items that people would usually donate?
Okay, so I mean, we have a wide range. We do have a wide range of food donors, like the Atlantis, and that basically comes from their convention kitchen. So sometimes we'll have, you know, maybe they had a big breakfast, so we'll have a lot of French toast and eggs. Or sometimes we may have a lot of lobster tails left over. So it's really up to what
And we can
Well,
all use
the
those
food
lobster
donors
tails,
have.
right?
You know, it's really up to the food donors, and we're really appreciative for what they have, because at the end of the day, they really could have thrown it away.
But they decided
But they decided
Who are
to
some of your
donate.
donors, if you don't mind me asking?
So it's the Atlantis, we have KFC, Dunkin' Donuts, we have BAMSI, Bahamas Food Services, Bahamar has just come on as well, being
pretty
a new
amazing.
hotel. Yeah, so, I mean, we're really appreciative for that, and honestly, we could use more, the more donations that we get. We know there are some untapped markets, like the food stores, some other hotels that are not on board.
Before their
that-
perishables are actually, you
yeah,
know,
before they expire.
Yeah.
You know, like we said, it's a solvable problem. You have something that's gonna go bad in a week or 2, or
give it to someone
it's
who
not
really needs
sellable
it.
in the eyes of the market, then,
Yeah.
you know, donate it. Somebody, I promise you, somebody will eat it.
Yeah.
So
It's like the 2 coats, give 1 away policy.
remind our viewers how they can go about volunteering, donating, the date of the event, where it's happening, how much are for the tickets, because I'm pretty sure they're going to want to be a part of this. It's important that you be a part of this, people. We need you to come on board and assist.
So the event is September 29th, and she is here to correct me if I give any wrong
It is
information.
September 29th.
And I know the guest tickets are 200 and the VIP is 300, and I think Paige can explain the difference between the two. But it's going to be fun, and that's just a great way to support.
Right. So VIP is actually sold out. Tickets have actually been on sale from July 1st.
Okay.
So I suggest that you do not hesitate to get your tickets. We actually sold out the event 2 days before last year,
Wow.
first time.
Wow.
So don't wait to get your tickets, because I cannot promise you there will be any at the door. And so, yeah, it's a great time of, you know, we have a cross-generational crowd where, you know, you'll see the very corporate persons in there, the millennials, the
Yes.
foodies. It's
Oh,
a
yeah,
great
the
mix of
foodies.
Mix of
people.
people.
Hello.
A great mix of people. And just to do some name dropping on some of the restaurants who you expect to see there, you have places like Fish from the Cove Atlantis, you have Pow, you have Bell Monkey Foot, you have Dunkin' Donuts. They even like to show up and show out a little bit with their like fancier
Check out
donuts that
Dunkin'
you wouldn't
Donuts.
get. They're like specialty donuts that
Okay.
munchkins that they make just for Paradise Plates. You have places like Wild Time, Pink Octopus, who else? Old Fort Bay. And this year we actually
Nice.
have the Bahamas National Culinary Team,
Wow.
who just came back from getting a gold medal at the Taste of the Caribbean competition in Miami. So
Wow,
we
that's
try to create an
incredible.
experience where like people like them, we wouldn't have been able to taste it because it was a competition away, but we're bringing the competition to you basically. So their entire team is going to be there.
Wow.
We're excited for that, and we have a lot of libations on the list this year. You know, Pirate Republic, John Watling's, Bristol, Sands,
Nice.
Jimmy's,
Nice.
Lewis and Steen's. It's just it's going to be a really amazing time. So like I said, we're over 40 right now. The numbers may go up before the actual event.
Okay.
And we also have a 10th anniversary themed raffle where we're giving away prizes in the theme of 10.
Okay.
So for instance, our top prize is 10 nights at different hotels around the U.S.
Okay.
with
Nice.
I
along
could
with
use a vacation.
along with 4 round trip anywhere JetBlue tickets. So anywhere that JetBlue flies, if you win that, you'll be able to fly anywhere JetBlue flies.
And so you can just buy
Nice.
raffle tickets now, or
You
how
could
does
buy
that-
raffle tickets now, and you actually don't even have to be attending Paradise Place, because I
Okay.
know for some, maybe you're doing something on that evening, or maybe you'll be traveling. So you can actually purchase raffle tickets apart from Paradise Plates. We are drawing at the event,
Okay.
but it's not mandatory to be to the event to claim your prize.
And we can all go on your website.
And you can all go on our website. You could always call us at our office or visit us here on Blake Road, and we can assist you with all of that information.
How much are the raffle tickets so
So
that we know?
the raffle tickets, they're $10 a donation per ticket and $50 for the book. So we actually threw an extra one in if you buy the book. So buy the book one time and you actually
That
get
is
6
cool.
tickets. Right.
Awesome.
So that brings up a good point. So let's when the tickets sell out, because they will, do we just go, like, will we contact you or the website if we still want to do, like, put money towards the event or things towards the event?
Right. You mean donation?
Yes, donation wise.
Yeah, so you can still donate year round.
Okay.
We're actually launching our monthly donation at the event,
Okay.
where if people want to donate, we like to encourage them that all it takes is one. Even if it's just $10 a month, $10 a month is 10 meals that you provided for a month. That's 120 meals that you
Yeah.
provided for the year.
Yeah.
And so $1 equals a meal. So anything that you can, even if it's a kid who wants to give $5, anything that you can, we appreciate.
And we should encourage the kids if they want
course.
to. You know, we should do that.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
seeing that you were completely taking over all my questions.
I'm so sorry.
Hello.
That was such a good conversation.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, just go right on ahead. Continue.
Sorry.
But is there anything else you would like the audience to know before we come to an end?
I would just say keep an eye out. There are a few of us that will be promoting Hands for Hunger, so if you don't know, you will. So just keep looking out, or go to the Hand for Hunger's Instagram, Facebook, and get the information from them directly.
Awesome. Well, you heard it from these two beautiful ladies, and I'm really thankful that they joined me this evening. And I'm really hoping to see you guys there. You don't want to miss it. Come out and support in large numbers. Really looking forward to seeing you, and thank you once again for joining us on Blanc. Bye.